Legs coming out.
Yeah.
Leg
Always out
action.
for the gals.
That's the one, dude. That's how we
what
get the
like.
views.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy. Legs in my tummy.
I'm going to have a bite of them chicken wings.
Keep away from me, freak.
Oh, yeah. Give me, I'm going to put some
wish
paprika on
you
those
could.
thighs.
Oh, my God.
That's a good source of my protein intake.
Yeah.
That's a good 400 calories.
What the hell? Only 400. You're being generous now.
Yeah,
These are little chicken legs.
No, hey, no, sorry, I mistook. I meant 4,000 calories right there.
Let's go.
Oh, I guess I'm turning to a bulking phase now.
As you should, King.
Anyway, hi, welcome back to Certified Assholes.
G'day, gang.
I'm just trying to wake myself up because I've had my first ever experience of a full-time job.
Yay! Full-time employed
I'm
man.
adulting at the age of 30.
Congratulations. We had to grow up eventually.
Yeah, sadly.
I still
sadly.
haven't experienced what it's like to have a full-time job yet, guys.
Hey.
Please keep watching the videos.
Don't you
don't
dare
make me
make
get
him
a
have to have
job.
a normal life.
Don't make me get a job, please. I've avoided it for 6 years already. Don't make me start now.
Oh, man. No, it's good. I'm loving it. Oh, man. Just not used to having to wake up and... Like, it's not so much working so consistently. I think it's just my body's just not used to being in a space where I can actually take my time throughout the day to get stuff done. I don't know. I'm used to just having to try and quickly get something done, then have to go to my casual job where I do 5 things within like 3 or 4 hours, and then I have to go home, and then I'm doing things back and forth. There's always movement happening. But now I don't. Now I just am in one spot as I do multiple things, and I think my body's not used to just being in one spot to do multiple things.
I'm like, what's this? Inertia?
Yeah. And like, where's the inertia?
God.
Oh, I'm slowing down. And thank God, though, we have sit and stand desks. Oh, man, it's great. Yeah, you've got sit and stand desk and go up and down that side, keeps my body awake.
Jealous.
Yeah.
I haven't splashed the cash for one yet. It's just
Oh,
normal
mate,
days.
it's a life. Honestly, seriously, a life changer. It's beautiful.
I'm stuck in my routine. In the dungeon, we can't fit a sit and stand desk.
No,
in the
I'm gonna
dungeon.
wait for Connor to give us one of those.
That's it. Maybe one day he'll throw us some scraps.
Maybe. He did take my hair for some reason. Apparently, he wanted more chest hair. What is
that?
Is that a drill?
I don't know.
I swear to God.
Yeah, it's
the only
something.
drilling we'll tolerate here is if it's each other.
Yo.
Yeah.
Ah, that's something I can get on board with.
Exactly.
Let's go. The only
get-
clapping I'm going to be condoning is each other.
Oh, beautiful. How are you though today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
good.
good,
You're
I'm good.
really good, aren't you?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I'm so
you're
good.
so good.
I'm ready, dude.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
as ready as I've ever been. I've been prepared.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm still looking after the 2 demon dogs.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they've been ruining my sleep, as I told you, but I'll figure
Yeah.
that out.
We love you though.
I'm fine. Yeah. Oh, don't do that.
Oh,
Jesus.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
A bit interesting angle.
Hey.
Wait, let's clip that.
I'm so sorry.
You've been listening to too
Sorry.
much. Sorry. Rubbing nipples to the nipple badge. Sorry.
Sorry.
So
Sorry, plant.
But yeah, I'm good. I see
Yeah?
someone's been listening to a bit much Kanye West lately.
I've really gotten into this lifestyle guru named, what's his name? Andrew Tate? Yeah.
Todd? Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, he really knows his stuff.
He's a sick guy.
He's a really
sick
cool
little
dude.
fella.
He has good ideas for like making something of yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If making something of yourself is shaving your hair off,
Yeah.
that's something you can make happen.
Yeah, and like judging people for how they go about relationships despite never having a successful one myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's really inspirational.
No,
Yeah.
you've had a few successful ones.
Oh no, I'm talking about as Andrew Tate. Yeah, like following that kind of person who like just
No, I think he has a kid. Like, I think,
does he?
Yeah, it's just he hides it. He just hides the relationships
He's
that he's
a
had.
single dad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. He's very vague about it, but he has mentioned it a few
Yeah,
times.
I think it should be clear. There's nothing shameful about being a single dad. It's shameful when you try to imply that you're some sort of like huge player, like alpha man,
Alpha
and yet you
dog.
can't even keep a family together.
No.
Like,
That's the real alpha stuff. The
Yeah,
families
wow.
we broke
Real
along
alpha
the way.
makes it. He struggles to get any women to actually commit to him.
Christ.
Yeah.
You're saying it like it is, Jack. No one's ever heard a sentiment like this
Yo,
before.
no one's ever said the things I say. Everyone's too
breaking-
scared of the truth.
They're too scared of the work wibbles.
Yeah,
I'm going to say something crazy.
But Andrew Tate, bad. Oh, I'm the brave
Whoa,
one.
watch out.
Yeah, that's
Who
right.
is
My
this
clips
guy?
are gonna go
Who
viral.
is this guy?
Whoa, dang.
Hell yeah.
Dang nabbit. Oh.
Now half the audience is gone. We can get into this story.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's start with this first one. It's pretty short, but you know what? It's pretty satisfying. Mm-hmm. Just
Like me.
I was gonna
I was letting
One
you
of us
have
has
that
to
one.
say it.
I was letting you have that one.
Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, the story by Exotic Berry 25. Am I the a-hole for refusing to forgive my wife for having an affair when she claims the affair partner lied that I was sleeping with his mum?
And that just sounds like cope. And it's like, well, actually, they were sleeping with your mum, so it's okay for me to sleep with him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure, sweaty. Whatever you feel.
It's sure sweaty. Okay, so pseudonyms are used. I, 55 male, discovered evidence that my wife Jennifer, 53 female, was having an affair with Nathan, 23 male.
The hell, Nathan?
Yeah, Nathan.
23, though. Oh, 30
Yeah,
year
hey,
age gap.
she's getting that cradle.
Problematic.
Found that cradle and she snatched it.
That cougar.
When I confronted her, she was aggressive and argumentative. She said, I have no reason to act all high and mighty because I was sleeping with our neighbor and Nathan's mum, Naomi, who's 47 female.
Wait, what?
Yep. Jennifer was shocked when I provided proof that I wasn't. Jennifer then claimed that Nathan had manipulated her into having an affair. She said she felt insecure about her age and weight. She said she thought I didn't find her attractive anymore. She said Nathan told her that I was sleeping with his mum. She said Nathan told her that he couldn't believe anyone would cheat on her because she's so beautiful. She claimed that he made her feel loved. Jennifer showed the messages where Nathan had referenced my alleged affair with his mum. I had moved out of my house. Jennifer has been begging me to forgive her. She keeps referring to the fact that she was tricked. I still can't forgive her for what she did. Am I the a-hole?
She was tripped?
She was tricked. Sorry. That's
he pushed
my
her
fault.
down the stairs. No, she tripped.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to have an affair.
I didn't mean to have to. Oh God! How did this happen? I've fallen into the boy. It keeps happening. I tripped. That explains it. I thought you said at the start of the story that Nathan had an affair with like OP's mum. That's why I was like,
no.
Wait, because Nathan had sex with OP's mum, it makes it right for her to have sex with Nathan? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Your mum slept with this man, so I can sleep with him too.
Yes, I didn't want to miss out, you know. It just looked like they were all having a lot of fun and I wanted to join in.
I mean, what a great excuse to make on yourself to cheat on someone. That, hey, I got fooled. I got tomfooleried. Except in this case,
totally
the name was
flustered.
Nathan. Yeah, Nathan fooleried.
It doesn't excuse the cheating, so I don't know what she expects.
I would absolutely excuse the
Yeah.
cheating because, she
I
got
believe the
told
deepfake.
one thing. She got told one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and without any evidence, just text messages assuring her of this.
Yeah.
That's all the proof you need. It
was a solid marriage, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think all marriages are like this. As soon as they're given any shred of evidence, they go and cheat.
Yeah.
No due process, nothing else.
And that's the way it should
Straight
be.
to-
Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time waiting for evidence or proof of things.
Don't let your husband stop you from finding your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Yeah.
Or girlfriend,
bad.
hey, maybe you want to explore more. Maybe,
Absolutely.
Maybe you want to double check. Are you really into the wang? Maybe you're into the poo-tang.
Yeah. And just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
Hey, yeah, that's true. That's true.
True.
We've seen it in soccer all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How many of those Socceroos are bloody cheating on their Sheilas as
Absolutely.
well?
They're always
honestly.
scoring goals.
Yeah.
You can't trust a sports player. They're
Yeah.
always trying to score. That's why
That's
you never
it.
date someone who's in AFL or any footy game, any basketball game. it's their literal life purpose is to score as much as possible.
What do you mean? Half the chicks that come to Australia just want an AFL boyfriend.
It's so true.
You're really going to stop
It's so true.
the mass marketing that we've got going on here? That's half of what we...
That's our tourism industry. It's just like showing off episodes of our footy games to people overseas.
I mean, like, look at him. Isn't he a bloody ripper?
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I'd sauce his hot rod. I'd butter his snags. Yeah.
I was going to make a comment about how, like, technically in Australia we have a very high domestic rate, but, you know, I'm not going to go there with that regarding footy players.
Not going to make a joke about that either. That would be a bad taste.
Just a very high
Unlike-
statistics with footy players, and that really needs to be called out sometimes.
Hell
Hey,
yeah, Jack.
let's read some top comments,
Let's go
though.
bring them here
Let's bring it-
and tell them to their face, hey, Shane Warne, you bastard.
Hey, you're that big burly footy player, right? You probably physically assault people, especially your
fucking
partners.
arsehole, man.
Statistically, you do, right?
Yeah. He's like off camera right now. We have a bunch of them behind
Yeah,
camera.
it's our live audience
they're
today.
just too embarrassed to show their face on camera right now.
Yeah. So this is going to be a 12-hour episode today because the moment we stop filming, they are going to beat us up. Which, hey, if anything, guys, that just proves the statistics, okay? So you just all stay seated. Don't move.
Don't hurt us,
Otherwise, you're
please.
proving me right. Now,
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, good
It's a way
save.
for them to fall asleep.
yeah,
We'll
exactly.
outlast them.
See, the word is mightier than the fist.
How many AFL players could you take? Oh, you mean in a fight? We're going to answer that question right now.
3, but I know I can only physically take 1 because, like, you know, I'm not used to that stuff. Oh, but like in a fight, right? In a fight,
yeah.
yeah,
My
maybe.
grip's just really tight. You know?
Yeah. Look, I
Oh,
mean,
in a fight.
I don't have best grip strength, but is it like to punch them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
That's
Maybe just
crazy.
one. Maybe just one.
Fair
yeah,
enough,
yeah.
honestly.
Otherwise, you know, at least like 1, 2. Wait, let's just,
Whoa.
comments. Let's go to the comments.
Well, let's keep going.
No.
Okay, go.
We need someone needs to tell you how long it takes until we make inappropriate jokes about just me being pseudo gay.
Honestly, last episode was pretty tame by all accounts. We're getting back on the wagon.
Yay.
The hot rod wagon, you know.
We're
Not
getting-
gonna specifically.
We're getting on the rod.
I mean, you just dove straight into the gay today. You just
Yeah,
like, look
we
at
went-
those legs.
We went mouth first onto the gay.
Oh yes, we did.
We just went, oh.
Hey.
Anyway, it's comments, top comments. Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
She's the a-hole. She heard something about you from her affair partner and chose to blindly believe it without confirming a word he was saying. Dude was looking to get laid and blew up your marriage. Your wife walked right into that. She doesn't get a pass for being a moron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, real shit. That's crazy. For real. Honestly, no cap. That went off like the his house. I just be saying shit sometimes.
I love this exchange of dialogue that would have happened. Hey, your husband is banging my mom. Well, then, whip your dick out already, young man.
Well, get it out then.
Yeah, well,
That's enough reason for me.
That's evidence for me.
That's all I
me.
need, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, it just sounded like she was looking for an excuse to cheat, in all honesty.
Yeah. Honestly, it absolutely sounds like that was just an excuse to cheat. Yeah. I don't like what. How could you be so easily convinced to sleep with someone else, even if you're deeply insecure? You would at least
did this
confront your partner first.
But yeah, like, is she dumb? How did this come out like this? Why did she just tell him?
That's what I'm thinking.
None of
Either-
this makes any sense. You know, if she
Yeah.
wanted to cheat, she'd try and hide it.
Yeah, and even the fact too, like, so he discovered evidence. Like, it's one thing to have hooked up one time, but clearly it was something that wasn't happening just the one time because she suddenly brought up how, he made me feel beautiful, or he would say things like this to me. Like, clearly this wasn't like a spontaneous event that happened. This is building up to something that she clearly was going along for the ride. And she had all this time while that was building up to be like, hey, I've been told you've been cheating on me. You want to confess to this to me right now before I go bang my young man who clearly is into me? Instead, she was just like, yeah, I'm just going to bang him straight away and not even confront my husband about the cheating.
I don't believe her excuse. A lot of that shit that she's saying is stuff that a lot of people do say as reasons for why they had to cheat when they were just looking to cheat anyway, and they're trying to flip the script on their partner instead. No, she just wanted to cheat.
Yeah.
She just had enough of this relationship by the sounds. She's just a bad person.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Sorry that happened, OP, but I hope you get out of there.
I mean, yeah, he did say he left, so that's good to know. He went
as he should.
Somewhere else to live.
Alrighty. The next one.
Woo!
Use a large meat feast. We're going to have one of those after this.
Stop! No, that's not you guys. None of you guys.
Sit down right now.
You stay seated. There. Hey, mate. I know you're keen. Sit down,
there, mate.
God, it's always that one. Always that one.
He's so ready for it, dude. He's
so
glazing
ready.
Am I the asshole for leaving a family barbecue when asked to help in the garden? So on Thursday, I was invited to a family barbecue at my ex-wife's stepfather's house, scheduled for today.
Wait, hang on.
Ex-wife's stepfather's house. Why was...
Oh my, that's like twice removed from your own self in the family.
He must have been close with the stepfather. Like, family barbecue at the ex-wife's stepfather's house. What family?
Dude,
whose family?
I don't think anyone's like. Everyone's too scared to tell him because he's just so lonely. They're like, you're not part of this family anymore, man. You need to.
In brackets, their family barbecue.
Yeah.
Not mine. Family barbecue.
Okay, something's going to happen in the story where he's going to want to leave abruptly, and I have a feeling they've set this up just to make him leave.
Probably.
Let's
like, hey, the new man's here, so can you
Yeah, oh, he's here. Quick, everyone do the thing that he hates.
Get the fuck out. Who invited you, buddy? So, I brought barbecue sausages and prepared a homemade pasta salad and potato salad.
Oh, it's the potato salad. Yeah, that's where they want to get rid of him. They're like,
potato what salad. Did you use in this? Get out. Hey, sit down. No. Yeah. Being good weather, I dressed in summery clothes and shoes, as did my girlfriend, who was also invited. When we got there, we were told that we each had to help first, clear the patio of dog mess, my dogs are at home, and then clear a space in the garden so that my ex-wife's stepfather could put a greenhouse there next week. Just putting them to work. Hey guys.
They got employed.
You and your girlfriend are getting to work before we can have this party. After stating that I wasn't dressed for yard work and had just been expecting conversation and drinks and food on the patio, I declined to help. Instantly, everyone made it clear to me that I wasn't wanted if I wasn't going to help. So
I'm sticking to that theory.
So myself and my girlfriend left and found a nice country pub for dinner instead. I've gone back home now, and kids of the adults who were there are now calling me names on social media and stating that I'm scared of hard work. It sounds like the Outback Australia. He's bloody scared of hard work. He is. What a pussy.
What a shook. Can't handle a bit of hard work.
But a hard yakking for the day, mate.
Yeah. Can't handle it when he's expected to do something for free and get nothing in return except, food that he actually had to make and bring himself.
Just one more sentence. I'll finish it off.
Okay.
Did I do the right thing after being lured there under false pretenses, or should I have stayed and potentially ruined a good set of clothes just to appease them? Yes.
Yeah.
Next story.
Your choice of clothing sucks anyway. I have a bad sense of fashion.
Yeah, I hate you as well.
Yeah. Also, I hate you. And I don't think anyone wanted you there. That's because you're not family.
This completely detracts from your point. Yeah, and I hate you. Yeah.
You know what?
Keep going, Jacko.
And I bet you can't even handle one footy player. Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Here we are at 3, mate.
Yeah.
Get on the weights.
Yeah. Get stronger grip.
Tighten it up. Tighten the grip, I mean.
Anyway.
You'll figure it out, won't you? Like we do, like good hard men.
Now, before someone goes in the comments and does a whole, actually, I understand some people's family can be family despite no longer being a part of the marriage.
I can take 4 AFL players.
title of this episode is going to be Jack can take how many AFL men?
He did what now? Sorry. Family can be what? I'll get away from the topic.
No, like family can be, like, despite them being your ex-wife, stepfather, you can still be a part of the family. It doesn't have to be by blood, even if you're technically an ex-husband.
And the stepfather of the ex-wife as well.
Yeah, and you brought your girlfriend along. Like, I'm honestly more interested in the history of this family for him to get to that point where they can all be good buddies. Because you should write a book about this. I'm sure there's many people who are like, how can you even handle wanting to be around your ex's family?
Yeah.
Like,
what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Unless you were married for like 20 years.
Yeah. And like, even then, like
understandable.
when you broke up, how did you make it so amicable that you could literally be like, yeah, I'm going to go out and have a dinner event with my ex's family? I mean, I go, actually, wait, was the ex there? No, it was just the ex-wife's stepfather.
Yeah.
So not even, okay. All right. Well, that does make it a bit more understandable.
But yeah, ex's stepfather could put a greenhouse there next week. My girlfriend was also invited. I've got back home now, and the kids of the adults who were there are now calling me names on social media. So like, who are these kids of the adults?
Oh, those kids are upset that they had to put in the work themselves because no one else was wanting to do it because they could recognize when they're clearly.
But why would you go to social media about it, complaining, being like, God, this?
Because they're kids. Those kids have no other way of understanding how to vent out their frustrations for the fact they were put into work.
Why does OP know about their like social medias? Why is he connected with them? I don't know.
I mean, he probably was with them to some degree when they were actually family.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I need to know more.
Is there
is there
any if you do the Q&A?
I'll look at the Q&A.
Yeah.
Is there more lore from OP?
Come on, OP, give us more lore.
Like, it's probably just going to be all like incredibly downvoted stuff. No. I'm curious. Did you leave the food you prepared, or did you take it with you? They say, I left it. I always make one for the party and one for home anyway. Taking it back would just be throwing it away. Answered, wow, that changes everything, asshole.
Yeah. That, honestly, the fact that he still, like, they would have had then free food. I, like, beyond just, not only did he...
Oh, here we go.
Oh?
Single discussion thread. See full discussion.
Oh.
Because their comment was, it's a complicated story.
I love a full discussion.
Oh, yeah, you do. You naughty boy.
Yeah, give me that full...
Where's the rest of it? So he says, it's a complicated story. Quick version is that her family still speaks to me, so I still get included in group chats and invites. Oh, and now I have a small place of my own. Been in it about 9 days now. So is this after your ex threatened to have you arrested?
What?
I can't see the rest of the comments.
No! Wait, go on that profile. Right now.
I'm looking at it. So wait. So it's posted. And his comments here, just in chronological order, what he has. Absolutely. A restaurant near me serves a fantastic scallop starter with scallop. I don't know, is it scallop or scallop?
Scallop.
I say scallop.
Scallop,
with peas, bacon lardons, and spinach. It's so good. I was told that don't try and live the lives of others, live your life. Oh, that's Ask Reddit threads. I left. I always make one. No. Food would have gone off if I took it home as I made 2 lots. One for me and one for the party. Mm-hmm. And I'm too lazy and fat-fingered to type it out fully on my phone. And it's a complicated story, quick version. That's, yeah. They have, like, no comments.
There's, like, no other previous posts maybe that we could skim through. I know that's kind of detracting from the normal just reading of Reddit stories, but I gotta know.
They're here to just exist with us, Jack. I wouldn't worry about it. Let us know in the comments if you're just here existing with us. When we
Are you
here
just existing? Would you like a footy player? We got a few spare ones here right now.
We'll push a footy player on you if you
like.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about
Welcome
it.
to the channel. Here's a complimentary footy player.
I really do think a lot of
they give good foot massages.
It's not like we have a specific structure down or
I
anything.
know, but still.
I really do think people just be existing. That's all. And I love them for it. Thank you guys.
Appreciate you.
I can't get further in the single comment thread. I can only see full discussion.
Damn, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's going to be a mystery for the ages.
Search comments. Complicated story. Just see if there's anything that I'm missing from before this. Yeah, I can't see anything previous to that.
God damn.
Unfortunately. God damn it,
he
large
was-
meat fest, you asshole.
His ex threatened to call the police on them to get them
what's
arrested.
up with that? What?
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And I have a...
And yet their stepfather still invited them over somewhere.
I think this is just people, like, reading through maybe his post history
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
from, like, ages ago, because
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
seem like it's mentioned anywhere there.
Mm.
Yeah. Fair enough.
God damn.
It's like that
Wow.
one when I was looking through the post history of that guy and he was just like losing his life. Or so he was like, I remember I was like reading all the comments and things that he was saying.
Yes,
he was just
that's
like
right.
majorly depressed. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on with this guy? Oh my God.
Good times.
All right, next story.
Yeah, all right.
We
Well,
really
ultimately,
did
though,
it.
do you think he was the a-hole for
We didn't
leaving?
even talk about it, did we?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't think he's the asshole.
No, I don't
he
think
did
so
the
either.
right thing.
I think when you clearly come up expecting something and then someone tells you otherwise and you are clearly not dressed for the occasion, there should be no expectation for you to have to commit to what you weren't prepared for.
And I think if it's
Yeah.
not discussed beforehand, you don't just dump that on them.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Hmm.
just I'm not here to do your dirty work.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not what we agreed on. So I don't think that he's the asshole for that. I just think that's pretty cut and dry to me. It's
Yeah.
not like something that needs to be dived into all too much. I say diving into.
Yeah, yeah.
Dug down, dim dam,
Dim, dim, dam,
dimmadol.
dividend,
Hey,
dividend,
dimmadol, dim dam,
dividend.
dimmadol.
But I mean, I'd look, if you got dirty, if you're going to do all the dirty work, I mean, maybe they could find a compromise and meet halfway where like they do some of the work and then they get a bit dirty as well. Afterwards, get some work done and then get a bit dirty.
What do you mean by that, Jack? Would
mean,
you like to explain further how
Maybe
they get dirty?
if he turned up in a gimp suit or something,
Yeah.
then he'd at least be half prepared for what he
I
has to
would
do.
have brought nipple tassels with me as well.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to be
Maybe the
sure,
girlfriend
you
could
know?
have brought that.
the whip out.
Maybe she could pull her weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always the man having to do all the dirty all the work.
Women be like, men have to do everything these days.
Yeah.
All I do is eat hot chip and lie. That's all I'm capable of these days. These goddamn...
Men have to wear the entire gimp
Redacted.
suit, or she have to wear with the nipple tassels. She's barely pulling her weight.
Yeah, look at
Oh,
me.
she's-
I got the full gimp suit on. She's not even... she's looking like Kanye's wife right now.
Okay, let's get out of that rabbit hole. Okay, am I the a-hole for tipping 83 cents? I went out to dinner with my wife last night. When the bill came, I gave the waitress my card. She came back shortly after, looking upset. She slapped the card down on the table and said, "Declined." Something tells me that it wasn't a declined. It was more like a declined. Like
she slapped it down.
I guarantee.
Everything they say in these stories.
Every time I read
true.
every time I read these sort of hospitality scenarios, I just know for certain that hospitality worker is clearly just exhausted at that state of the night, and they are not fully on top of their social decorum, and sometimes they're just trying to get through work, and so they're not going to be the 100% like going like, "Sir, how may I help you with your magnificent? Make sure your service makes you feel like a king today." Like, come on. People get exhausted at work, all right? They don't dislike you for your existence. You're just another person paying for, food that they're just trying to get rid of so they can hurry up and serve the next person, okay? Not everyone has the energy
He's got
to...
tears in his eyes as he's saying this, guys. The trauma is striking him again. He's like, "Come on, give us a
God,
break.
I have a full-time job
Give us
now.
a
I'm no longer in that
break, dude.
hospitality.
We're not all like that. I swear to God, we're not all like that. I promised you. It's you that's the problem.
Yeah, it's you. It's your fault that I have to work. If you didn't go to these places, I technically wouldn't have a job as a result, because that's how hospitality works. You literally, it's all on you. Anyway, okay. I
Tell
thought
him
her
how you really feel.
I thought her tone and brevity was rude. I took out a different card from my wallet and handed it to her. While I was putting the first card in my wallet, she didn't move. I looked at her and said, "You okay?" She said, "If I go back and try to run this, are you still going to be sitting here when I get back?" Interesting. I asked her if she thought her tone was appropriate for speaking to customers. She said, "You're only a customer if you pay." I asked her to speak to her manager. She left with the card. My wife said maybe the waitress had encountered scammers before and was anxious about it. I said being rude and being cautious are two different things. That's valid. Mm-hmm. I may be subtly changing my tone and tune on this story now.
I support her. I hate scammers.
I may have been wrong initially with my perception of the people in the story.
No, Jack. Keep that same energy that you started with. Come on. Let's see you defend this one now, huh, buddy? You didn't wait till the end, did you? Context? Anyone got context here? No, don't need context. I'm just going to let my demons out.
If anyone has seen some of my Instagram posts, you know the ass I have. So it's absolutely not my fault for someone like me to assume. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. I said being rude and being cautious are two different things. The waitress returned with my card and the slip to fill out. She said, "This one worked. I'm sorry." I thanked her and took the booklet.
See, she apologized. You fucking asshole, Jack. Look, she is a person after all, if you'd believe it. Sorry, keep going.
Hey, technically, I was defending her being a human being in the first place.
No, I think you said she's the worst person on earth. That you would hold a gun to her head if it was possible.
She is hospitality. I mean, she's beneath she's beneath worms.
They are literally below us, guys. They are the devil.
Yeah.
And I am the angel. Princess.
Our bill was $91.17. I wrote in 83 cents as the tip and $92 as the total. I handed it back to her and started to get up to leave. She said, "You're really not going to tip me?" I said, "No, you were rude to me." She said, "I have to tip out the bartender and the busboy. I just paid money to serve you." I said, "Well, in the future, you shouldn't be so rude." My wife thinks I was an a-hole to the waitress and should have given her $10 at least because it was an honest misunderstanding. I would have given her $28.83 if she wasn't rude to me, but I don't want to pay to be insulted. Was I the a-hole? For the record, I called my bank and the card was flagged for fraud because of a pending $1 change that is often associated with fraud attempts. I resolved it. Oh, right. Okay, that's why the first card wasn't accepted. He's not poor, okay? He's not poor, all right?
I swear to
the
God.
bank made a mistake.
Put $1,000 on it. It'll go through. Trust me. I'm rich as hell. I am so rich. Just keep trying. God damn it, please keep trying. I'm going to lose the house. Starts breaking down, crying at the table.
Oh,
Please,
man.
no, I can afford the food. I swear I can afford the food. I'm not broke.
I constantly have a habit of forgetting to actually top up my card that I use to pay for things. Mm-hmm. So I'll always go to some place sometimes and it'll be declined and just that awkward, like, you awkwardly stand there because you've got nothing to do at work right now but stand there at the counter while I go through my bank and transfer, and then go to my other app and accept the transfer, and then put it back on my card.
Hold up, the reception's really bad here. Right?
Yes! Oh my God. Or even worse,
sorry, Mum's calling me as well. I have to take this.
I recently got my...
What do you want? Sorry? Give me...
Mum, what? I don't... Then just stop panicking, okay? It's a heart attack. Are you dead yet? No, you're not. No, because I can hear you. All right?
Stop complaining.
I love you. Bye. Sorry. It's my mum again. Sorry, it's my mum again. She always does it. What? Mum! What?
What? Sorry, as you were saying... You can remember...
I'm trying to pay for this 7-Eleven coffee.
Yes. God, she is so inconsiderate of
you. Oh, wait, I have a $2 coin.
Yes.
Sorry.
We have coins in Australia, guys. I know Americans have that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, they don't do that. Yeah,
no, they have like nickels, dimes,
they have
quarters.
What?
They have
They have what, white man?
My fly was undone that whole time. That's really embarrassing. Whoa, I was just really excited, Anyway.
You're not the footy players.
Yeah,
you're not a footy. Why are you getting that out? You're not a footy player, man.
Something to get us away from that talking point.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Let's move on. Yep. Okay. Top comment actually sort of defends. No one actually defends the technology.
Yeah.
I used to work retail at a store where people would try to scam us with checks by signing their name really hard and thick, crossing over the account number on the bottom. This would often cause the register to scan the check improperly. Or, likewise, I worked at a restaurant where the occasional credit card would get declined. I would always simply say, I'm sorry, it seems our system is having an issue with the check or the magnetic strip on the back. Do you have an alternate form of payment? Don't blame the customer, blame the technology. The scammers would throw a fit. The legit customers would say, oops. So, I mean, I guess that more so criticizes the
Why would
waitress.
the scammers throw a fit?
Because they're being caught out for being naughty.
You just think that they'd just take the L and go somewhere else, right? It
Yeah,
wouldn't be
you'd
like,
think
I
that.
was trying to scam you. Why aren't my scams working?
Curses, I've been foiled by someone merely asking for an alternate way to pay.
Yeah, no, I guess my scams aren't happening. Like, you can just literally walk out of that. Oh, I guess if you paid for like restaurant food, you can't exactly walk out. Good luck with them.
Yeah, no. I mean, they could always just pump your stomach.
True.
Yeah.
We're taking it back.
Yeah, and I mean, just serve it back up as a soup.
Yum.
Same thing, really.
It's
Just a bit more acidic.
Soup of the day, guys.
Soup of the day.
That's what the soup of the day is.
the soup
scammer
of
surprise.
Soup of Dave.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your contributions, Dave.
Is a comment from someone. Being an a-hole for the sake of being an a-hole is being an a-hole. I'm sure plenty of people disagree with me, but being an a-hole to someone being an a-hole is just a display of irony to prove a point. You're fine in my book.
Aw. Thank you, man. That really meant a lot when you said that. Aw. He's a cutie. We should keep him.
Yeah.
Fine in my book.
Other people argue that I have strong opinions that you should always tip even for bad service because I get paid even when I mess up at my job. Instead of not tipping, you should just speak to management. But since you tried to do that and she didn't bring the manager over, even I would say you were in the clear, and I'm bleeding heart about this sort of thing. Someone else says, you're a dick. just
You're a
simple.
dick. That's it. That's all I have to say. You're a dick.
Yeah.
Move on.
Okay. Here's all. I'll read parts of this one. You're the a-hole. If someone is rude to you at a gas station, do you ask for a 20% discount or free gas? Servers' wages are tips. She worked for you for an hour or more, and for 5% of your evening, totally botched it by being rude. So yeah, arguing that like there's this one last bit of your entire service where she was being a bit like snappy. Can you imagine if you didn't get paid every day, you were rude to a coworker or said the wrong thing? Yes, the tipping system is to blame overall, but we, the diners, should not take advantage of that broken system at the expense of hardworking, fallible people. You didn't have to leave 20%, but leaving nothing does mean she paid for you to eat there. She doesn't just not get paid, she literally pays for a small mistake. Have some compassion, people. I mean, look, this is America, I guess, so I can kind
So
of.
I'm gonna say, I was gonna say, we're gonna start beating on America as a system again.
Yeah.
It's such an easy out,
Guys, let's stop beating on America. Let's start, maybe we can really
Beat
fix
off
things.
America.
Well, yeah, maybe that's what they're really needing. Maybe that's what's happening in the world. That's the resolution. We just need to. America just needs to get off a bit. Just get off.
Sit in it and rotate America.
Yeah,
Maybe that.
Sometimes it's just like when your parents are fighting. Sometimes they just need a bang. They just need a really bang. And like sort of, I guess technically America and Iran sort of did a bit of a banging.
They did.
But it was a bit more of a spontaneous surprise banging.
They kissed.
And I don't think Iran was really actually on board with it. So that's actually kind of a problematic bang.
What the hell, America?
Yeah, come on, America.
What's wrong with you?
Come on. What are you doing? Like, at least Israel and Iran, they know what each other are doing, and what their bangs are a bit. They're expecting each other's bangs.
They're kind of cute with it. Yeah,
Yeah, they're kind of cute. Like, oh.
but no, that's just so.
Okay, let's just move on.
Anyway,
That's another.
I'm just saying. When we talk about like the tipping system with America, it's just being any other country besides America. You're like, why is this system even like this? And then it's so easy to just move on from the topic because then we can just ignore the confrontation. But given that's how Americans exist, and we have to work with that framework.
Yes.
They
Get rid of America then. Erase it?
Let's just put you guys in the ocean and let you have a nap down there.
Technically, they are in the ocean.
Reset it,
The ocean's just a bit shallow.
Dunk it down a little
where
bit,
they live. Yeah.
It's called a
Let's
kiss
Atlantis
of life.
it. Let's Atlantis it.
Yeah, we'll be Atlantis for a bit, and we'll take over once we've sorted that out.
Yeah.
I guess working within the framework, the fucked up framework that they have to exist under. Yeah, I guess so. It's a bit of a hellscape. It's so much so that you have to pay for their wages when you go in there. And you have that power over them. I think 90% of the interaction they had with that server was normal and expected. There was just 10% interaction towards the end where you decided that whole 90% is out the door.
Yeah.
And you have power over them. I feel like in some ways it is an abuse of power. It's not like this waiter was like choking you out, slamming you into the table. They could have done so much worse.
They could have done that. They probably would have gotten an extra tip.
I don't think. I don't. That was so extreme to go there. It's not like they were physically assaulting you, okay? They could have physically assaulted you, you fucking asshole. Do you know what you've done?
Do you know how lucky they are? How lucky you are to have survived that encounter?
They had self-restraint. God bless America.
He's just sitting there like, I'm not giving you a tip. What are you going to do about it? $100, $1,000.
What do you think I'm going to do about it?
I don't know. What are you going to do about it?
I guess in a sense, I'll probably have some of the bobs in the comments, you know?
Yeah,
Nicki Minaj fans.
What?
That's what they call them, bobs. I don't know. I just think it's like another name for I'll have some of the girlies in the comments being like, no, actually, it's within our rights to tip whatever we want. Fair enough. That is your system. I don't understand it because I don't have to participate in that system. I just think, given the interaction as it was, it could have been worse. I think what OP did was an overreaction to something that really isn't that bad. And, you know, people are fallible. We are not infallible. I think OP should have, you know, reduced the tip, but it should have been enough that it's a reasonable hourly rate if you had spent like an hour or so there. I think it was quite mean of OP to do that.
I think it's also important to point out, too, that there's actually quite a few places in America. It's not, again, it's still far from being the majority to a degree, but there's plenty of places I've heard of, at least, that actually do a proper wage, and customers, like, I believe the prices in general are considered a bit more than average, but there's no worry about tips. Tips are genuinely, like, they are, all the staff get an actual proper wage. Like
but
Australia
the
and stuff.
Exceptions, not the rules.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the most of America.
But that's where I make the argument too. Though, is like if it's like if you have such an issue with you know, having to tip and that kind of stuff, then don't go to the places where you have to tip. And yeah, that is a strict thing. But hey, like if that's something you want to, a hill you want to die on or not, it's up to you. Either way, you're just going to encourage that industry to exist. The more you support it financially,
it's just that. The patrons, the people going to buy food, should go there.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's a capitalistic hellscape.
Yeah.
There's a
not that I blame you at all for not looking for other places.
It's an illusion of choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You only have so many hours in the day. You only have so far your car can go. Only so much money.
Yeah. I'm
not going to be driving 2 hours just to go to the ethically minded restaurant and then 2 hours back home.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally fair. I mean, look, it's the end of the day, you as the patron, it's entirely your fault and your responsibility to change the hospitality industry. And by
you should do this all yourself.
Yeah, you should do this all yourself. If you hate paying, having to deal with tips and that kind of stuff, make your own restaurant. Don't worry about paying them a proper wage first. Like, build up your restaurant franchise, and then once you get rich enough from your own income with it all, don't change anything, because then you realize that the system works for you.
Yeah.
And someone else can lift themselves up by the bootstraps and all that kind of stuff.
Literally just start your own restaurant. It's that easy. Yeah. Everyone knows that all businesses succeed in the first 5 years.
Especially restaurants.
They actually double their income.
Yeah, especially restaurants.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah, they always last beyond 5 years. Every single one.
This is good business advice. Listen to us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next story, Jacko.
All right. It's all your fault.
I hate you.
I hate you. Am I the a-hole for not skipping a work trip because my husband is recovering from a hair transplant? My husband flew overseas for a hair transplant. We have 2 children under 7. I work full-time in a stressful corporate role. He never plans or researches in advance. I am supposed to go on a work trip for 2 days to a 2-day work planning retreat. It is important exposure. He will be post-op for 3 days by the time I leave. Last night, he texted that he needed me to cancel my trip because He is recovering from surgery. To put him first. And I'm going to be beyond mad if you do this to me, and do not put me first the one time I am asking. And if I go, he won't take the kids to school. His head may be sore and bald, but should not impede a pick-up and drop-off. My trip has been planned for about 6 months. His main gripe is that he will be seen so close to surgery. He did not need to choose this date, and up until yesterday, this was the plan. He told me my trip is stupid. I put everyone first, but I don't think I need to stay home and miss something so important for this. And I also think it is selfish to be saying this to me. I am always impacted by his last-minute changes and impulses. I am supportive of doing something that makes him feel better about himself, but why should I miss this last minute? Am I being selfish, or is he being selfish?
I really want to know his side of the story.
Well, okay, so
I really want to know his side of the story. I want to know what he has to think about this, because there's OP's version of the story,
Yeah.
and there's his, and then there's the truth.
Mm.
I think she's painting herself as like a bit of a hero here. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
lie.
Ooh. There's one little bit here. She says, I guess I left out some important details. We live in New York where everyone walks to school. We both work. I make more money, but he makes plenty. And aside from this temper tantrum, always takes care of our kids when I travel for work, about 6 to 8 times a year. Now that on your
Honestly,
note,
she doesn't sound like she likes this guy very much.
but I also
Why
wanna,
is she saying he's having a temper tantrum? If I said my wife's having a temper tantrum, does it sound like I like her?
Oh no, it
Sounds
sounds
like
like
I'm taking the piss.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you don't take her feelings seriously.
No.
Or like her stresses and her worries. No, what I find interesting is how she says she puts everyone first, and yet here he is putting her first 6 to 8 times a year to take care of the kids while she goes and travels for her work. I mean, yeah, look, I'm not saying that she doesn't put other parts of the family first other times of the year, but clearly this isn't something that only she is doing in the family.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
a
clearly a
difficult one.
mutual thing they're doing.
I say don't bring this to Reddit. Bring this to the couple counseling therapy session.
Yeah.
Like this is a couples counseling therapy session right here.
It sounds like it's not like she's making it to be bigger of an issue than it actually is.
It just sounds like she really doesn't want to cancel this trip. And
Yeah.
for me, the surgery is more important than the trip.
Now,
Like,
okay.
I know it's been 6 months. Can someone else take over? Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, true. No, okay. But here's a valid point. Okay, so he's arguing here that one of the reasons he doesn't want to what's the word? Have to take care of the kids during this work trip is because he doesn't want people to
Like look at
see.
him.
Yeah, his main gripe is that he'll be seen so close to surgery. But then someone argues here in the comments, if he could fly home overseas, he's fine. Like, he can navigate airports and planes post-surgery. I'm sure he can navigate dropping your
but
kids off.
The people that he sees around New York, the people that he associates closely with, the people in the airports, it's a fear of
That's true.
It's a fear of perception
Yeah,
by
that's a good
those
point.
close to you. It's not a fear of like being unable to do things.
Mm.
Plus, at the same time, like yes, hair transplants can easily fail if you mess around with it in any way. If there's big stresses in your life, I think I'm just making half of this up, but no. If you mess with the surgery and touch it too much at all, or anything bumps it, it can really destroy a lot of those hair follicles that have been implanted.
That is
too.
true. Yes. No, I remember because I, as someone whose family genetically, I should have been bald as of 3 years ago. It's surprisingly a delicate. Like it's not life threatening, but because they can cost up to $15,000 to bloody $50,000, some of them. It's if it screws up, you have to get it done again. You can't just be like, oh, whoopsie.
I'll just let this one slide.
Yeah.
Have half a hairline.
Yeah. Like you literally have to be very cautious with it. So that does actually sort of change my perspective quite a bit, though. Because I was kind of thinking of a case of like, end of the day, he has had all this time to prepare it. She's arguing that apparently he didn't even plan for this, which I think does make it fair for her to say, hey, you don't get to suddenly make me change my life around because you didn't actually plan this accordingly. This is, consequences of your own actions. But at the same time, I don't know if this was my partner and she got some sort of physical surgery that wasn't life threatening to need to be there for her, but was clearly something that cost her a lot of time and money and is a delicate procedure of some kind that she shouldn't be outside because maybe some sort of
the sun can also damage it, right? While it's in
oh
its
yeah
early
yeah
state. Yeah.
And you can't wear a cap because the cap could affect the post surgery as well.
Wind could mess it up as well. Is wind? It's a windy city.
I don't think wind's as much of an issue, but again, I'm not freshly researched on it all, but I do know that it's a thing where it's you're basically, they say just stay indoors because it's just simpler just stay indoors.
And don't rest your head. You have to sleep up against things.
You have to have your pillow on the bottom of your neck or something. Yeah.
We can easily defend both sides, and I think maybe it's an everyone sucks here situation.
Yeah.
I can see where both of them are coming from. I can see where both of them are wrong, where things could have gone differently, and I can see how it's both of them are causing problems now.
Now, okay, so some people are arguing that hair transplant surgery is like getting a tattoo. I don't... Okay, wait. So, okay, that person says that apparently they've been a hairstylist for 22 years. I don't know. I've watched literal video interviews and stuff where they're talking about the delicacy of it all. I don't recall it ever being as simple as just getting it. This procedure was as simple as getting a tattoo, but to actually take care of it after surgery,
make sure it doesn't fail. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they were literally having to sit and yeah. Anyway, I do agree that I think my only gripe with the dad here in this situation, aside from his poor planning, is just how he's responded to this about how her work trip is stupid and that kind of stuff. But this is where, again, I think it's a case where she is trying to paint herself as completely... She didn't do anything to trigger him to start speaking like this. No.
Why would
she was just saying, I got to do this work trip, though. And he immediately, out of nowhere, started going on the attack. She didn't at all start maybe degrading him for his choices.
My useless husband.
Yeah,
he's doing a little hissy fit.
Yeah, it was a temper tantrum. Baby. Because of a surgery that he's clearly insecure about his own body.
Yeah.
And that makes him pathetic.
See, she's so happy to throw pot shots at him when she's on a one-sided forum in which she's supposed to be defending her side. Here she is painting herself as this matron while at the same time being like, this little bitch, man. I'm an angel, by the way, but God damn it, I hate my husband so much. He's so weak and pathetic.
Yeah, and it is very telling when a partner clearly talks about a situation where their other partner is clearly dealing with a serious insecurity to the point where they're going to get surgery for it. And their reaction to this all is, he's being a sooky man-child.
He's a little baby.
She's being a little wuss about it all just because I'm not bending over backwards for her in this one moment.
Has she ever been kicked in the balls? Does she know what it feels like? No, she's never been through any real pain in her life.
All she did was have 2 kids. That's easy.
Grow up.
I take morning dumps every day.
I know what that feels like, all right?
You're just pushing something out of your body.
The hernias I've got, do you know the pain I've been through? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand.
You might have needed surgery when you were giving birth because it was that painful and traumatizing, but I sometimes feel a bit sore after I poo.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Well, while I'm pooing as well, there's a bit of scraping going on there. It's not nice.
And that's what makes me a true feminist because I understand women's pain.
Real Jack.
Yeah.
AFL players, get out. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah, where's the AFL women's? AFL women's, you come in.
You guys get in here.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's for you. Mm-hmm. You. Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough, Jacko. Hey, you know what?
Oh, I hate myself sometimes.
Hey, mental images that you be bringing forward.
You know what's a stupid thing to say? This.
Hey, let's put it on camera.
Oh, yeah, there's an update, by the way. Update, I am leaving for my work trip.
That's it?
Yep.
Short and simple.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm out.
I am interested in what all the comments are going to say with this story because, the top comments are pretty much all just saying that, he's being a sook, he's being selfish and trying to guilt trip you. And again, I think that's purely motivated by the particular specific comments she's taken from his messages and not so much their entire conversation.
Let me cherry pick the parts that will make him look bad.
Yeah.
Here's the women-hating podcast, guy. No, I'm kidding. We would never.
We're two white guys. The last thing we would ever naturally do is rant about how much women suck on a podcast.
They should be illegal for white guys to have, by the way,
we
these
don't worry.
podcast
We did have to get a license to have these. You have to in Australia.
We have to get a license for these.
That's
bad
why we're
boys.
certified, assholes.
We're practitioners, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, we proved through our feminist studies. We both studied majors in feminism.
Yeah, feminology.
Yeah, feminology. God, that sounds so degrading. Just read the next story, please. Read the next story.
No, I just love it in the comments all the time. They just like always wildly sway on my channel between, God, you are such a feminist little bitch, Marky. A woman who can never do wrong, right? To being like, God, what is happening with you? You've gone down the red pill arc. What, you hate women now? What's wrong, man? Why do you hate women so much? What happened to you? This happens to all Reddit YouTubers. Eventually, they just start hating women. I just ping pong so hard between them.
I can't remember the exact numbers on it, but like the UK government apparently recently did some introspection or some like investigation thing, and they found that like in terms of like the whole influence of like the misogyny red pill stuff, that like it's as loud as an elephant online, but as strong and influential in actual real life society as a fly. It's like,
that's the thing. I don't know how true that is, just because, like, I guess anecdotally, you just see so much divisiveness.
It's like I mean, as a guy
How
personally
true
on
is
like
it?
Instagram reels and stuff, half the time I'm seeing how much that I, as a man, according to a lot of women online, I should just go and commit the
Seppuku.
legendary Pokemon Suicune, except spelled differently in a certain way. Because apparently that's what all women want and would genuinely live happier lives if I went out of my way to do that as well as to other men.
Yeah, but that's online. Online is not real life.
That's the thing, yeah. Like
we don't see how indicative that is until we see like big events in real life, and we're like, wow, the crowd just ain't showing up for that.
I think it's a good example of like how with all the big protests that happened around America, despite this idea
that's what I was saying. Until the big event happens, and you're like, wow, no one's there.
Yeah.
That's what I was hinting at.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The freaking, was it Trump's parade thing? But everyone.
And there was no one there.
Yeah, hardly anyone. I mean, there were people there, but definitely not enough.
And then you had like the No Kings protest, and everyone was there.
And this thing too, like when you like look at numbers at that Trump rally thing that was happening with this birthday parade thing, like the people that weren't there, not all of them were there because I love Trump. A lot of them could also have been there because, an event. Let's check it out.
There's something going on out
here.
here.
Something
Let's see
going
what's
on.
happening.
And the thing is, you'll get parts online that'll spin this as like, that person was there, so they fully support that thing that was happening right there and then.
Yeah, it's just interesting looking at it because back to the point of this one before we get engaged in too much politics.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all good. It's indicative of like how much the internet trends and things like this sway our perception of how reality actually is.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like we can just hit a button right now and be like, what is the split of people that believe this thing, and what split of people actually believe that? Is my perception of how divided people are true in reality, or are most people actually like completely disconnected, living a 9-to-5 life, and it's as if none of this internet discourse is going on? And you can just go up and have a normal conversation with them. They won't be like, these women.
Yeah, I honestly think it's a case where a lot of people use online discourse as more of like event therapy, like venting therapy, or like a rage room, where outside of it, they would genuinely not even dare. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people online who would absolutely support further mental health services for men, but at the same time will happily say online how a lot of men are disgusting assholes. But then you also have a lot of men out there who would say online that women are XYZ, but also they would happily go out of their way to like save a woman from some sort of like event happening where she's in danger. Like, like for all these things that you see online, a lot of the time it's easy to be like, oh, that person's saying that because they just want to vent right now. They don't actually like want to double down on this. And I'm sure some people do, but the majority don't. It's just, yeah. Anyway.
That's our little tangent, guys.
Yeah,
Hope
that's
you
our
enjoyed the tangent. Welcome back to reality.
Yeah.
Reddit stories.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, shit. There
Thank
goes
God,
gravity.
finally someone's done something about him.
Sorry. I did a joke thing, but Mark didn't commit to
Hey,
it with me, so now I just look like an idiot.
No, I was saying, thank God, gravity's finally getting rid of this asshole.
I didn't.
That was my commitment to the bit. I'm kidding. I love you, baby. Hey, you're good.
Are you gonna show me your grip strength later?
I'm not gonna go show you the grip strength. AFL women, deal with him.
No.
So, this one's by user Empty Wish, which is what you get when you wish for anything from me. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor that her kid is acting like an asshole, and that's why none of the other kids want to play with him?
Oh, I hated this woman. Yeah, she was being so rude to my
I
mum.
remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having a good time, but she was being so rude to my mum.
Why has your mum got to do with this?
That's who she's talking to in the story.
Yeah.
I'm the
That's why
neighbor's
none
kid.
Oh, God damn it. I, 30 female, live on a fairly close-knit street where lots of kids play together. One neighbor couple, 25 female and 31 male, edit, stepdad, but kid calls him dad. They met when she was 20 and he was 25, going on 26, and has a 9-year-old son.
Oh my God, does this matter?
This is just a big tangent.
He works at the refinery down the road, and he was once a prominent football player. He's a Sagittarius, while she's a Cancer. Anyway,
no relation. Has a 9-year-old son who has been increasingly left out by other children, or the other children on the street. So one neighbor couple has a 9-year-old son. They're 25 and 31, so I'm guessing it's his son, because he's 26, and he had the son when he was 17, or she would have had it when she was 11. I'm going to guess that's...
Oh, right, okay.
No, not 11, 16. One of them either had it at 16 or 17 for the kid to be 9.
Okay.
Interesting. Don't know whose son it is, but hey, honestly, I can't blame them for leaving the kid out, sorry. The kid constantly punches, kicks, and threatens the other kids. He's stolen toys, pushed a smaller child into the road, and torments animals, including throwing things at a blind elderly dog in our neighborhood. Today was the final straw. Within just a few hours, this kid gave a 4-year-old a black eye, threw stones at passing cars, stole another kid's phone and threw it down a storm drain, used a Nerf sniper to target practice on a 1-year-old in a stroller. Naturally, this caused a massive uproar.
Why would you try to give a 4-year-old a black eye? They don't even have good loot.
True. They do not have the legendary scar gun.
No, you can't.
They're
They're RNG.
They are not a fun
chances
pinata.
are they're low. You don't get good bounty and stuff from them. It's
terrible that. Those 1% rolls.
It's the 20-year-olds you got to go after. They have like fresh loot you can kind of steal. Yeah.
If you have your knife of good luck, that helps you get
your +2
legendary loot from them. So a group of angry parents and kids gathered outside of the family house. When the boy ran home, his mum came out confused and trying to calm everyone down. I'll admit, she is usually kind, but she uses gentle parenting and doesn't discipline her son ever. Later, she and I were talking in the garden, and she said she doesn't understand why her son can't make friends. She just described him as spirited and just exploring himself, and suggested that it was the other kids who needed to be more understanding. That's when I bluntly told her the reason he can't make friends and the reason people keep complaining is because he's acting like an asshole. Every time he's outside, he's either hurting someone, breaking something, or harassing people and animals, and you don't do anything about it. Even when there's undeniable proof in front of you, you excuse it as kids being kids, and then tell him that it's okay because he's just expressing himself. She asked for one example of when she's done that, and I said, today. After all the parents told you what he did, I bet he's inside playing video games like nothing happened. Her response was, that's just roughhousing.
Oh!
Stuff breaks. People get hurt. When has he actually done anything bad? So I brought up how he torments the elderly blind dog next door and the horrible names that he calls her. Stuff like the bitch, see you next Tuesday, and wah 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 wah.
Oh, right.
WHORE. That's my way of saying it. I
Yep.
asked her if her husband talks like that around him, and she said no. He heard it from an uncle. Oh, that makes it all good.
Well, that's fine.
Well,
then.
that explains everything.
It's okay when uncles
Everyone
say it.
loves the uncle.
Yeah.
Then I told her about when he tried to call me stuff like that, and I had said, say that again, and Santa won't come. I know him, and I'll tell him and make sure that you don't get a toy that he had written on his Christmas letter that his mother had told me about. And he stopped.
Damn.
I told her to try it. It worked. She said it's not my place to discipline him. I agreed. It's not my place. But if she doesn't step up and actually parent him, he's going to end up unable to function socially. I told her, honestly, that I know she means well, but sometimes love without limits hurts more in the long run. She blew up at me, said discipline is abuse, that taking away toys or making him apologize, things I suggest she do to teach him that he's wrong, would cause trauma, and that I'm sick for even suggesting consequences. To clarify, I was not suggesting anything like corporal punishment or taking away food or anything, just to ground him, take away his toys for a few days, and make him apologize to everyone he hurt individually. She also threw in that I know nothing about kids and that I can't and shouldn't have any. What the and made personal attacks based on things that I'd previously confided in her. Wow.
Hey, just so you know, actions have consequences. Well, you shouldn't have kids.
You can't, and you shouldn't have kids. Yes. A few hours later, her husband came to my door demanding to know what I had said because his wife was upset and refusing to eat, and told him that I said her kid was an R word.
What?
The lies are crazy.
Wow.
I never said that or anything close to that. I told him what I told her. Your kid needs consequences, or this behavior will just get worse. He started with kids will be kids, but clearly hadn't been told the whole story, so I listed off what actually happened today. Apparently, his wife had downplayed everything as little accidents.
Oh.
Like him. He went home.
Oh, my God. Oh, clearly he must have been, by the way she's trying to freaking raise him.
Oh my God. He went home, they had a fight, and now my partner and another neighbor, an older woman behind us, are saying that I should have just stayed out of it.
No.
And I'm just causing drama. But I'm not going to let her tell him that I said something like that. All I told him was the truth. So am I the asshole for telling my neighbor that her kid is an asshole and apparently triggering a fight between her and her husband for telling him the truth? Reading some of the comments, totally forgot to mention, but he's a stepdad. They've been together since she was 20, and he was, I think, 25 turning 26. It's just because the kid calls him dad and the bio dad isn't in the picture. Totally forgot to mention.
Again, not that I think that even matters at all in this story.
Here's an
Anyway,
extraneous detail. That
what
has
does
nothing to do
matter
with
is
it.
their star signs, though. Is he a Sagittarius or is he more of a Capricorn?
That's what I care about, guys.
I gotta know what is rising.
I'm a Gatorade rising, guys.
Yeah.
They say, call the police next time he's throwing stones at passing cars or torturing the blind dog. His parents need a wake-up call. The only asshole here is the mother, who has clearly been lying to her husband and significantly downplaying what exactly her child has been doing while he isn't available to handle the situation. You spoke the truth, and guess what? Truth hurts, and it's not meant to be kindness. Her parenting has led to multiple incidents that could result in that child getting thrown in juvie or seriously hurt and, at worst, dying because he crossed the wrong person.
Yeah.
The father came to you and finally got the full story, not the bullshit that his wife had fed him time and time again. If it caused problems, she only has herself to blame. And at the end of the day, she can wake up to whatever fairy tale story she wants about her little angel. But the fact is, she had a damn near lynch mob at her door today over her kid's behavior. And when he gets older, she'll be one of those mothers screeching about how he's a good kid while the police are hauling him off to jail. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like this is. I didn't understand why her OP's husband and the lady who lives across from or near behind them or some crap like that is saying that she should have stayed out of it and stopped and not caused drama. Like OP didn't cause any drama. OP's literally just the consequences for this other mother's actions of not disciplining her child properly because apparently that would traumatize them. Like, Jesus Christ. Your kid's going to get trauma either way in life. That's just a fact. You might as well control the trauma they get, or at least make them prepared to deal with the eventual trauma they get.
But you see, having any confrontation to my delusions is a problem.
That is true.
I need you to facilitate my delusions, Jacko.
Yeah, sorry, I forget that. I'm so sorry.
Silly man.
I am silly.
Bad boy. Bad Jacko. Stop it. Isn't he perfect? I love my little boy. He can do no wrong. Look at him.
I'm a good little boy.
We don't need a lynch mob for this guy. Look how perfect he is. That's a normal, well-adjusted human being right there. There's nothing wrong with him. He would never give a 4-year-old a black eye. Or punch
They don't have good loot.
or throw things at a blind dog. They don't.
They do, dog. They do though.
They have good loot. They
They're
do
like-
have
they're
good
elderly
loot.
dog. They have good loot. They stash it. They stash it under their dog kennels. I don't know. I've been.
I
told
wouldn't know
that.
anything about
I've
that.
been told that.
They're little creepy crawlies under there. Well, fair enough. I'm glad we've had this very good discussion here. See, the fact that the child has attacked animals, babies, and toddlers is extremely concerning. Sooner or later, the police will get involved, and by then, the child's parents won't be able to defend them.
I'm noticing how they're all little things that are weaker than him as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's not this isn't some kid who just like likes the rough house. This is someone who likes to have power.
No, he's like
and
it's like a
control over someone.
montage. You know, he's working his way up to the big dogs. You know, you got to work your courage up.
He's
gaining
grinding
experience
against the lower
points.
level enemies to get stronger because he can't beat the higher level
Yeah.
enemies.
He's progressing his character. You know, there's character progression before the big dogs come up, and then it'll be a true test. You know, like Elvarg from RuneScape.
Yeah,
You work your way up.
His dad is level 50, stepdad is level 53, so he needs to like grind for about 12 hours every day.
Dad was the final boss.
Yeah,
along
Dad's
the
the final
way.
boss. This kid's name is Dionysus. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Christ. Fair enough. It's a journey. Let's hope that specific version of reality does not play out, though. Just want to put that out there.
Well, no, it's a good play. It's a good story. Why is everyone so against it?
I'm
Such
glad
a good
that they're
story.
making the story of Odysseus, the Odyssey, instead of Dionysus.
Yeah, with a completely historically inaccurate costuming and stuff too, I've heard.
I wouldn't worry about that. It's
Yeah.
the story that counts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. This,
It's a delicious one, huh?
just the name.
It's a yummy mic.
This story by Sniffin' Sharpies. Am I the a-hole for telling a girl she's not coming to the Bachelorette because she can't afford it after she kept changing her mind and having other people speak for her? So, I'm the maid of honor planning an 18-girl Bachelorette. Damn.
Do you need 18 girls at the Bachelorette?
You need 18
That's
friends?
so many.
What are you, social?
I don't know.
Ugh.
Is that not like so many people
That
for
is
a Bachelorette?
so many
That's
people.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's...
Like half that is normal.
That's a whole school class.
Yeah.
In January, I started the group chat and put down $7,000 for the Airbnb. Everyone had until March to pay their $375 share. This week, I sent the rest of the budget, $250 due by August 1st. Then I got a text from a girl we'll call A. Hey, it's A. I didn't realize we were going to have to send more money on top of the $375 we sent. I just moved into my first apartment, and I have no money to give at the moment or in the next couple of months. I definitely cannot afford it right now. Do you want to just give me the $375 back, or is there something we can do for me to still go? Let me know, thanks. I replied, I'll send your money back. She said, okay, thanks. I refunded her, reran the numbers, and updated the group. The next day, I got a text from a girl named B, saying that she and A now want to come just for Saturday. A bit frustrating, but I said okay and adjusted the budget again. Later that night, another bridesmaid told me girl C had contacted her to ask
That's
me to
rearranging the
give
budget.
A an extension. I've never met A, B, or C, and I was confused. Okay, hang on. You're planning an 18-girl bachelorette, but you haven't met any of... You haven't met A, B, or C. Why are you inviting... Oh, no, wait, no, she is the maid of honor. She's not the one getting married. Okay, my mistake. My mistake. Yep.
I was going to say, Jack, come on, man.
I did a male brain.
There's a different friend group here, Jack.
Yeah, sorry.
Pay attention, buddy. Come on, turn it on.
I'm just not used to people having more than 2 friends. I don't know.
It's
what's
so
the point?
overwhelming.
Yeah. Anyway, so I texted A. Hey, I'm honestly confused. You mentioned you couldn't pay and wanted your $375 back, but then B said you're both coming just for Saturday, and now D is asking C about an extension for you. I totally understand things can change, but each time they do, I have to redo all the numbers, which is a lot to manage. Can you let me know your final decision so I can plan accordingly? A says this. I didn't say I wanted my $375 back. I asked if you wanted to give that to me or if there was something we can do for me to still go, because I want to be there for Bride. I didn't ask B to ask you for me. She just did it, and so did D. They just want me to go. I will do what D and C are saying. Thanks. Me. You said, I have no money to give at the moment or in the next couple of months. I definitely cannot afford it right now. Do you want to just give me the $300 back? That sounds like a beat around the bush way of asking for your money back to me. Now, I don't care who asked who. All I care about is your final decision. You didn't ask me for an extension. You did not come to me with a plan. Hey, money is tight for me. Would I be able to send you half of my remaining balance on August 1st and the other half on August 15th? Not, I definitely cannot afford it now or in the next couple of months. I'm not a bank. I don't know you. I'm not in charge of your finances. A says... Or is there something we can do for me to still go? Let me know, thanks. Did you not read this part? Not beating around the bush at all, but...
Shut. Is there some way we can sweeten the deal? No, sorry.
Not beating around the bush at all, but God, why are you being so rude? You could have given everyone a heads up that the price could change or have some kind of budget. I understand this is stressful for you, but you don't need to be rude to people, especially people you don't know. I'm good, actually. I just won't go. Hope it's easier for you, lol. When Bride... Sorry, it's in caps lock. When Bride asks...
Bet you only tipped 89 cents as well. Asshole.
When Bride asks why I'm not going anymore, I'll be sure to let her know. Me, you're not going because you can't afford it.
Just slapped her on the way out there.
I mean, that is the truth here. Like, you're complaining about not going because someone's making it an issue for you, but like, you're the one who brought it up being an issue in the first place. And
I feel like you're double crossing with the, I never asked for the money back.
Yeah.
It's like, you literally did.
Yeah.
Why are you lying? I don't know. Halfway through this story, I just zoned out. I was getting a headache from this.
Yeah, it is a bit of a headache. But like, okay, ultimately, it's this case where A says, do you want to give the money back, or is it something you can do for me to still go? Let me know, thanks. OP lets them know that I'll just give you the money back. And A responded, okay, thanks. That's it.
I never asked for it back. I said, okay, thanks.
But like, see,
what's wrong with you?
Thing here.
You're the asshole for giving me the money back. You should have read my mind.
No,
in my mind,
A is literally texting to OP here as if A never saw that text and never responded.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, right? It's so ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
It's so ridiculous. Oh my God. Okay, now apparently this has been decided online.
God, isn't it good being a man? We don't have to deal with this.
We don't, because we don't have any friends this big, this group's this large.
We don't have the ability to look after ourselves.
No, we just don't have the ability to keep this sort of friend group as intact. I mean, okay, no, actually, hang on. No, this isn't a case of 18 friends. This is a case of a maid of honor organizing a social outing, a social event for 18 people. This isn't a friend group. This is someone who's just
strangers, basically. To her.
Yeah, it is genuinely strangers. So it's okay. We're allowed to not feel inferior here.
Exactly, guys.
Yeah. Interesting that people actually commonly say everyone sucks here for this, though. They're not actually in defense of OP. They think OP equally sucks.
Why would that be?
Yeah. I'm trying to find ones that aren't just you. Everyone sucks here. This is ridiculous.
No explanation as to why.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So People are arguing that communication has been poor all around, and I'm inclined to agree. Text messages are fine for brief on problematic issues, or for confirming what you've already spoken about so that you have written evidence in case of misunderstandings or dispute later on. This text is just to clarify we agree on this. Is that correct? But for any situation that is delicate or awkward, such as asking for a special favor, these messages aren't ideal. I would particularly like to know what led A to get this idea into her head that I didn't realize we were going to have to send money on top of the $375 we sent. Why not? Are A's powers of comprehension lacking, or did OP fail to spell out clearly right at the offset?
Outset or offset?
Outset, okay. That everyone would be expected to pay $375 in March and another $250 by August 1st. In the absence of further information, I'm going with everyone sucks here. Now, OP's responded to this. Shut up. I agree with you.
OP is resplendent in the face of the commenters.
I agree with you about texting versus calling. I did try to call her before I sent that first message. I gave her 2+ hours to return my call, so I followed up with a text I thought was nice, but also explained my side. I made it very clear since the beginning that the $375 was for the Airbnb only. The trip is in October, and I put together a rough itinerary from the beginning. A wine tour, hibachi at the house one night, being the only 2 additional expenses from a group perspective. What?
I can't hear hibachi without thinking of Scary Movie 3.
Oh,
hibachi teriyaki.
I was thinking of Hitachi, like the wands brand.
Oh, no.
I was like, wait, what? No, right. Different thing.
Toyota.
Oh, yeah.
Mitsubishi. Sushimi.
God.
Hibachi teriyaki samurai.
Oh, those are terrible movies.
That's so good.
So stupid.
It's so good.
Okay, Opie continues on though, saying, Sashimi. I guess I feel like I'm right, but I was mean about it. She and I have very different jobs and educations, which influence this miscommunication. Educations are? What, you're implying she's stupid and you're not or something?
Everyone sucks here just for that one.
Yeah.
She thinks I don't deserve an 89-cent tip. I hate this woman. Sorry, what? Wrong story.
Wrong story, yeah. There's some not the a-holes. Like, as an adult, I take other adults at face value. I am not a mind reader. If someone tells me they cannot afford something, I am not going to make a wild assumption that they are low-key asking for an extension. I am going to take them at their word. If I was organizing an 18-person bachelorette party, I would not have the energy to play passive guessing games with potential guests.
Especially if you don't know them. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Why are you playing games with me? How am I supposed to know that? I don't know. I think not the asshole, personally.
Oh, okay. Now, hang on. This is a golden comment that OP says that, thank you, this is by far the best balanced advice. Let me clear my throat. I feel sorry for everyone here. There are still people who won't talk to me because I couldn't afford to go to their insanely expensive weddings and the endless expensive events around them, and some of them are now divorced and remarried or have kids who have left home. What you should take from this situation is this rule for yourself. Never put money down on behalf of a group. Do not do it. If you absolutely have to be the organizer, ask for a deposit from everyone. You'll find that people magically stop messing you around when they have to pony up straight away. Was this person rude? Yes, but she clearly can't afford the trip and is struggling to figure out how to make things worse. Make things work. Make things work.
How could I make this worse? God, I'm racking my brain. I've already made it bad.
She'll get stressed out, and then I can be the maid of honor instead, and I'll be the best friend in the group.
And still won't pay.
She's not the organizer, so she doesn't realize how incredibly time-consuming and awful it is to organize events. You shouldn't have to deal with it at all, and it's understandable you're sick of rearranging everything. But at this point, remind yourself that as far as organizing this trip, you're like a professional who is working on behalf of the bride. That I absolutely actually really agree with. That's a very valid point. People may frustrate the hell out of you, but try to keep the peace for the bride's sake. And remind yourself that you'll expect someone to do the same for you one day. I would write this person and say something like, I'm sorry about the tension. I know this is expensive. It's a struggle for me because I have paid for everything so far and people keep changing their plans. Could we Zoom and talk about it and how we could work this out or clear the air? I agree. That is very well balanced advice. It doesn't. I think it makes it a bit more of a fair argument to say that there are no a-holes here because they are both coming from a place of stress and miscommunication that they both failed on, but not intentionally.
I get that. I just think the one that's not ponying up the 250 and 375 is making it a lot harder than it needs to be.
Yeah,
I think they're the ones that are dodging constantly. They can go borrow money from someone else.
This is it reminds me of that kind of like a guy in a group or in like a social situation where a guy would rather just double down on trying to come across as a proud of their ego and masculinity than just be honest and humble and just be like, hey, actually, I'm insecure about this certain thing. Can we work something out? You know, can I confide that honestly in you? And
no, bro, do my credit card again. It'll work this time, bro. I'm not insecure about my bank balance.
Yeah, I think that's what this is happening here. Like, instead of here just being honest, being like, hey, look, I'm kind of scared a bit financially right now. Is there anything I can do to work this out? And still go. Like, I understand. Yeah, like that's all you had to do. You just had to be honest about your feelings in this situation.
Yep.
You know, not that hard to do.
Oh, well, honesty is not so common these days. Neither is common sense.
Yeah.
It seems it's not abundant.
Well, it's because people everything's in dollar amounts these days too, so you don't really need to use much sense.
No, not at all, dude.
No.
Dollary dudes. What is it? Penny dumb, dollar, penny smart, dollar dumb.
What?
You know,
sorry, I'm too penny dumb to understand
penny wise, dollar dumb.
Penny wise, dollar dumb.
So people are great at pinching pennies and saving on the small costs. That's where they're very much like, oh my God, no, I can't do that. I have to cut out a meal every day, or I got to cut the coffee out.
Yeah.
But then they're like, $500 on a dinner? Hell yeah.
Yep. No, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now that there's no more pennies in society because they're out of circulation in America, there is no more wise to go around.
Yeah, I may have been someone who just recently was like, I've bought all these pre-made meals to save me on ever going out and buying, more expensive meals as I go out. And what did I do yesterday? Before I went home and I was going to go to the gym, I was like, I'm hungry. I'm going to get a light snack. Unintentionally spent $40 on food and drinks.
40? Jack.
Okay, no. Near my gym, there is a very nice carvery, meat place that also has a little mini restaurant sort of vibe next to it. And they literally will just whatever's there, you can be like, can I try that? And unfortunately, it does cost a bit. And but they also have nice baklava too.
That stuff where it's you pay by the kilo.
Yeah.
For the food. Yeah, we have one of those down here,
Oh, it's so good, but it
runs you up something crazy.
Oh, they do. They get you, and you're like, oh my God, but also, oh God, it tastes so good.
Oh, it is. It's amazing.
Yeah, anyway, that's my treat for this weekend.
Here's my sweet treat. $40 for lunch. My little sweet treat to myself. Silly man.
I've got a full-time job now, and I'm still not going to be saving money.
I say full-time job and no sense. Hell no.
Love it.
Am I the asshole for not going to a friend's 25th birthday celebration after she left my wedding twice? What? How do you leave twice?
She came back and immediately went back.
Wait. Oh, I made a mistake. Sorry.
It's not her fault, okay? God is playing The Sims and keeps cancelling her action.
Yeah, the Dabba Florbana.
Illuminate.
So a week ago, I, 25 female, married the love of my life, 24 female.
And now they have temper tantrums. And
that's it.
I hate them because of their hair transplant.
Don't you mean you guys just got together? That's how it usually goes with woman and woman, After the first date, you move in. You're basically married. And we had a small ceremony with our families and close friends. For a little perspective, we had 8 guests plus the 2 brides. The ceremony was max 45 minutes, and we only had the photographer for 2 hours. Everything was perfect. We'd gone to a conservatory in the area and took pictures inside and out. 2 of our friends, Bailey, 24, and Deb, 25, engaged themselves, started to have their own photo shoot literally in front of us. I decided to cheer, "Yes, go Deb," to which she stopped posing and said, "Damn, that's so embarrassing." What the fuck?
Wait, hang on. Wait, so OP's not getting married?
No, OP got married, and Bailey and Deb got photos during OP's photo shoot.
Okay.
I don't understand. They're engaged.
Okay, so they're not getting married.
They're both engaged.
Yeah, they're engaged.
They're currently engaged, and they decided to get photos during OP's 2-hour photo shoot after the ceremony.
Gotcha.
I decided to cheer Yas, go Deb, to which she stopped posing and said, "Damn, that's so embarrassing." We finished... Why? Are you guys 12? What is going on? We finished couple shoots and saw Bailey and Deb were nowhere to be seen. All of our families and other friends were very upset that the two of them left, but we just played it off like it was okay, and that's just how they are. The bar after the party was just our friends, and we'd rented an area for 2 hours. But the catch was that we needed to hit a $200 bar tab minimum. That should not be hard.
Yeah.
Why are you acting like that's
$200?
hard?
That's not much.
No. Deb and Bailey show up late to the party, but seem happy to be there. They're talking to our other friends, and Bailey started playing games with us. Deb finds games embarrassing, and they're both drinking. Not a requirement for fun, but they love drinking. Is this a 12-year-old writing this story? Anyway, I'll slug through it. About a half into the after party, Bailey asks us what we'd be doing Friday and to not make plans because it's Deb's birthday. We had been looking to go on a trip that weekend, but it was not planned, so we said that we should be able to go. A few moments later, Deb comes back from the bar and is complaining how drinks were so expensive. A special cocktail was $12 and a draft beer was $10. Yeah, that's crazy expensive, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? How do they afford these
Paying $12
things?
for a cocktail, man.
Crazy. A while later, my wife wanted to get food, so we went to look for a food truck, as she saw that there was nothing that she would eat and decided to get Cane's later. I'm guessing like Cane's, like Citizen Cane's or whatever. Is that a movie?
Yes, that's...
We see Bailey and Deb waving us down.
Cane's.
Thinking they want food too, we tell them that we aren't getting stuff here, and they tell us that a mutual friend was bartending 20 minutes away, so they were going to go see her, but would meet us back at the house later. Keep in mind we live in a major city, and this friend is a bartender and has been over for over a year. When we go back into the bar, one of our friends, Kay, asks Deb and Bailey, where Deb and Bailey where they went, because they told Kay that they'd be right back. So, of course, being confused, we checked the tab, and they had closed their tab. Everyone looked at it fine because we got to drink more and hang out longer with friends from out of town. We finished drinks at around 11:30 p.m., only to get a text from Deb saying they aren't coming back to the house with everyone, they are going home. Well, my wife and I decided to go to our last-minute little honeymoon weekend, which so happened to overlap with Deb's birthday, so we weren't able to make it. After letting Deb and Bailey know that we couldn't go and why, they've basically ignored both of us and our texts. So are we the assholes for not going to Deb's birthday after they left our wedding celebration not once, but twice?
Okay, it's really important to point out here. Cane's apparently is some sort of like a KFC style place of like fried chicken. Mm-hmm. That's what that's about. So
that's so important. Thank you.
That's so
Raising Cane's, not Citizen Cane's. Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
Yeah, they always have it in like America food tier lists.
Yeah, apparently there's some Australian locations now, which I don't care about.
Raising Cane's full menu challenge. All 5 combo meals. Mukbang. 26 million views. Jack, you know what we're doing after this.
Oh, God.
In the comments, everyone sucks here. They weren't being good guests, but you don't sound like great hosts. You should have covered the tab for the drinks after the wedding. You didn't even feed your guests. Fuck no. A 45-minute ceremony and you're making people buy their own drinks? You're not providing food even? Worst wedding hosts ever. Everyone sucks here. Them for getting engaged, you for not picking up a $200 tab on your wedding, leaving your own party and blaming others for doing so, and the horrible lack of paragraphs. Is it weird they took photos at the conservatory? No. They were just finding something to do while waiting for you to take photos. As long as they weren't using your photographer, then no issue.
Oh, right. So they weren't even using... I thought they were using OP's photographer.
That's what I thought as well, but I guess not. Then they suddenly... That's probably why she was getting photos and was like, yes.
Yeah, right.
There's like a lot left out, you know?
Yeah.
Then they suddenly leave and don't tell anyone. At a bigger wedding, it's pretty common that people travel to the reception when their part in the photo was done, but this is 8 people, so not that many photos, and they didn't inform anyone. So that's just weird, but I could put it down as an oversight. But they didn't travel to the reception, they dipped, and even showed up late. For a 2-hour reception, and they didn't even stay for those less than 2 hours before they dipped again. I'm going with everyone sucks here. Them for constantly dipping and treating your wedding like a bar hop, you for having a wedding lasting 4 hours plus not feeding your guests. Expecting people to go over 4 hours just without food is just rude.
Yeah. Like I was going to say, I think of like, when, it's your wedding, you're allowed to add or not have in it whatever you want. But at the same time, you've got to let people know beforehand what to expect for your wedding, like with your itinerary and shit. Like,
bring some spaghetti in the pocket.
Spag in the pocket, or have some canes.
Have some canes. Get canes ordered to the wedding. The reception.
Start a tradition. But I'm kind of seeing how OP is actually not the innocent victim of this situation as they might hope to be. I mean, they just seem mutually ignorant. If anything, it kind of makes me not surprised that they were originally friends with Deb and Bailey. Yeah. Because they clearly seem to share that, like...
Same qualities.
Same qualities. Like, you just don't realize just, actually, you guys are kind of a-holes yourselves in a way. But it's not the intentional kind.
But is it malice or is it ignorance?
Ignorance, absolutely.
It's definitely,
ignorance.
There's 2 ignorant groups of people just bumbling through life. They really just seem like, honestly, these are just people bumbling and not putting further thought into anything. It's more just like situations happen to them and they deal with it in the moment. I'll deal with it when I perceive it.
Also, for friends, you should already be aware that your friend's birthday is on that weekend. If you were, organized with your life, you shouldn't need them to remind you that, hey...
On the wedding day.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you have your wedding day then and you recognize that they're going to be on their honeymoon, the honeymoon is always going to supersede that. Yeah. What are you doing bringing it up? Being like, well, I know you're going on your honeymoon this weekend, but we have a birthday that you need to be at, and we're going to be pissed off if you're not there.
Like, how are you surprised they're going to prioritize the honeymoon? But, like, that's the thing, too. Like, if they're so kept up of, like, they shouldn't need... Deb / I can't remember who it was, one of them said it, but like they shouldn't need them to remind them that, hey, it's your friend's birthday this weekend, But at the same time, hey, maybe they did know, but then why would they purposely plan their honeymoon on the weekend of their friend's birthday? I don't know.
It's just weird. One of those ones where people like, we found the wedding date. That's what worked for us. Yeah. You can work around it. You can change
honestly,
your
absolutely
birthday.
understandable. Like,
that's what I'm guessing it is.
A birthday's every year. A wedding isn't every year. I mean, it could be.
It could be.
It'd be very expensive.
And we're on our 4th anniversary. It's more important than your wedding, sorry.
Oh, yeah, wait, that's a good point. This will be your anniversary as well now.
Every year the anniversary comes up. Oh. But would you not just move the anniversary around? Does it have to be that weekend?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I moved my birthday party plans around and stuff. Like, I've got my 30th. That was last year. And I still need to plan that. And I've got about a month and a half left until...
31st?
I'll be a year behind on celebrating that. But yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Why did you not celebrate your 30th, Jack?
I just can't be bothered, man.
Hey, man.
I don't care.
I feel like you should care. You got a community here that
I don't care about my life.
You have a solid job. You have a solid everything going on for you now. You can fit it in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't they, ladies? Yeah,
I just don't
respect
women's. My existence.
I just don't respect myself.
It's just like I was going to make some stupid
life
joke
starts
about
becoming a montage.
Players.
No, Jay, if you stop respecting yourself, life starts becoming a montage from your eyes, and before you know it, you're 32.
And by when you're 32, you might as well just give up on any aspirations in life.
Absolutely. That's the problem with kids these days. They turn 32. Back in my day, they used to die before then.
Oh, man. That reminds me, I love seeing stuff online where, like, there's something about, like, oh, God, there was this thing about, like, people on trains, how they weren't giving up their seats for some woman on the bus who was, like, making a viral video about, like, all these men sitting on their phones, not bothering to even give me their seat because I'm a woman. And like all these old people in the comments be like, in my day, we respected women. And it's like, no, you did. You literally have higher domestic rates from your generation and year than we do today. You did not respect women better than today.
The definition of respect has changed, son.
Yeah, it's like, you definitely didn't respect them behind closed doors, old man. We know that
Definitely
statistically.
Hold up, kids. Daddy's just showing mom a little bit of respect.
No.
I'm showing her how I respect her.
No,
please. That was how we respected our women back in the day.
No, I hate that so much.
May, that's crazy.
Oh, man.
Alrighty, well, we'll start winding it down there.
Yes, please.
We'll finish on a good note. How shall we?
Yeah.
That's it. That's where we end.
It was a good note. We respect women.
Why is that a joke to you, Jay?
Because it's such a flat sort of statement to make, and I
respect women.
All these AFL women are looking at us. They're gonna beat us up. Okay, I can see the death in their eyes. They want blood. They want our blood. It's how they sustain themselves every footy season. They need the blood of some. They need the blood of misogynistic men. That's the only reason they exist in Australia
with podcast microphones.
Yeah, it's the misogynists. The death of misogynists and their blood feed the women of Australia.
Hell so they feast. They do.
They're all vampires, you see. That's Australian law, folks. Forget about drop bears. Look out for Australian women. They will...
They're the real beast.
Oh, no! I was trying to make a spit on how, like, women are like these... Like, they have the power and, like, yeah... But nope, I just made it worse. I unintentionally made it more misogynistic.
Oh, shit. Okay. Good night, guys. Have a good day.
Oh!